What we done started. Look at what we done started. This the people party.
Peace and love, party people. It's the BKMC, the MCEO, the Little Lebowski Urban Achiever, Talib Kweli, and the place to be. This is the world's best podcast, People's Party. Give it up for my lovely and talented co-host Jasmine Lee, and the place to be. What's up, Jasmine?
What's up? You know,
how you feeling?
I'm feeling like a gold member.
A gold member?
I'm feeling like a present.
You look like a sexy Oscar statue.
Oh, what? Oh, yes! Osket.
Osket. You feeling good?
Yeah.
We're going to get into some real rap shit today.
Oh, for sure.
Are you ready for that?
Yo, I love your hat. It matches the background.
Oh, yeah. New York is red hot. I appreciate you. As you know, I'm a hat guy.
Yes.
So anyway, today's guest is, there's a lot of MCs that I like and a lot of MCs that I give props to, but it's not many MCs that inspire me to be a better writer. And a better MC. And this MC does that for me. He's one of the few who do that for me. He is a rapper, a producer, a director, a man of many talents. In the 12 years that he's been giving us this music, it's been 6 albums: Gazing at the Moonlight, Raw, Knock Madness, Pound Syndrome, No Shame, this year's Minor Disturbance. In this time, he's launched 2 record labels, Funk Volume and Underground Prodigy, all while cultivating a unique image and a distinct flow that set him far apart from the pack of rappers. In 2012, he was on the XXL Freshman cover. Danny Brown was on that cover. French Montana was on that cover. That publication, XXL, said about this album, it's a stepping stone album, the kind that leads to even greater music in the long term. All Music said, drop the needle, laser, or slide bar just about anywhere, and the album consistently gives up shocking lyrics and infectious hooks. Throughout his career, he's made appearances in That's So Raven. We have a bunch of That's So Raven
and I love That's So Raven
in the house today. Murder in the First, Paradise City on Amazon Prime this year. He directs his own music videos. He has the wildly popular Ill Mind series, which we're going to talk about. This man is a unique talent. He is a traveler, an international man, a mystery, the most interesting man in the world. Give it up, bitch. You should have known. From my man Hobson in the place to be. What's good?
What's going on, man? I'm good, man. Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate the epic intro.
Of course,
Thank
man.
you.
The intro has to match the fit.
Yeah,
I was just about to say, it looks like, I don't know. I like
Go
it.
ahead, say it.
Yes.
Say what you was about to say.
I was going to say, it made me feel like you came in like a superhero.
Oh, hey, if that's the vibe you got, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
He looked like he jumped out of a plane to get here for this interview.
That's funny.
To come and save us all.
When my homie picked me up at the airport, he was like, it looked like you just jumped out of the plane.
Yeah, you just landed here.
Yeah.
Pick me up. I'm here at LAX. I just landed. Thank you for doing this show.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for having me, man.
This is the first time we met today, right?
Yes, the very first time.
That's crazy because I feel like an MC of your caliber, I should have met you by now.
I know, yeah. No, I agree. A lot of people, they always say, like, man, I haven't met you. I never really go outside that much. Like, I'm never on the scene, I should say. I go outside, but I'm never on any scenes. I'm always just ducked off in my own little corner of the industry, you know what I'm saying? Just doing my thing.
Yeah.
So that probably plays a part in why a lot of people haven't, come across me unless they see me at a skate park or something.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about all that. I'm somebody who was always on the scene.
Yeah.
I was on the scene too much, actually. I had to fall back. I'm not on the scene no more.
Yeah.
But let's start at the beginning. Panorama City, James Monroe High School.
Yeah.
I want to bring up the tried and true hip-hop tradition of banging on the tables.
Yeah.
And banging on the lunch tables. You have a song called Lunchtime Cypher.
Yes.
Everybody on that shit got bars. That shit is crazy.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's one of the
Thank
most
you.
lyrical. That shit's amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I got a record called Lunchroom Classics, me, Makiba, Mooncycle. That's how I got started too. So tell me about when you started rhyming, banging on them tables.
Yeah, well, I started rapping back in high school. I was, 10th grade, 9th or 10th grade or something. But yeah, we used to have these lunchtime ciphers. Everyone would just gather around this little area in it was around a tree actually, and we would have a beatboxer. So a dude was beatboxing. Sometimes I beatbox for other people, but
Because
yeah.
his lips would get tired, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I was one of the. There was only a few dudes in the school who could actually beatbox, good. I was
This is
one
so
of those
familiar
dudes.
to me.
Yeah. So yeah,
Because some dude be like, yo, my lips getting tired. Somebody else got to do the beatbox.
Hand be filled with spit and all that. Doing like, beatboxing for 30 minutes straight.
Yeah.
So somebody would be beatboxing, and then there'd just be a circle formed, and we kind of did it to mimic, what was it, Freestyle Fridays on 106 in Park.
Okay.
Because that was like a legendary, thing going on. So we tried to create that in our high school environment.
Okay.
And we would just jump in, and the first few times, when it started, I was kind of scared to jump in, because when you just start rapping, you got to develop the heart to jump into cypher. You know what I'm saying? So, but after a while, I kind of got comfortable, and I came up doing those ciphers with my homie Swizz. That him and I, we also continued rapping together after high school as well.
Shout out to Swizz.
Yeah, Swizz is dope. So the lunchtime ciphers were a big part of the start of everything for me.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Panorama City, right?
Panorama City.
I got stranded there.
Really?
Yeah, man.
What kind of ratchet shit was you doing?
Yeah.
out
What happened?
So I went to this lesbian night in West Hollywood, and I met up with this girl, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna drive you to my house because you're drunk and you don't need to be driving. And she said, no, please drive me home. I'll get you I'll drive you home in the morning.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to be
She
to
knew what she was
work.
doing.
I drove this bitch home and she refused to drive me home.
Oh, really?
I had to Uber all the way from Panorama City to my
Jasmine,
house.
that story is filled with terrible decisions.
Of course, I was in my 20s. I was in my 20s.
Oh, man.
I couldn't tell you what you went wrong like 5 steps ago.
Me too.
Wow,
Now, I'll tell you even more craziness off camera. But because my finger was broke, it was a lot going on.
Your finger was broke?
My finger.
What kind
oh
of-
my God!
what
It was
kind
a lot.
of-
Anyway.
what kind of,
I know. It was a lot.
She started the story with, I went to this lesbian club in West Hollywood and ended with, so my finger was broke.
No, wait. Okay, I got to tell you that later. But actually, 2 or 3 years ago, the girl hit me up and came to my house to apologize because I was a part of her 12-step program for being an alcoholic, and that was like a big thing, was her leaving me stranded. She like felt bad about it for like years later.
Oh,
Well,
man.
I think this story deserves a round of applause.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
And wait till you hear the rest of it. Wait,
man.
just remind me
Yeah,
after we finish taping.
Okay.
Tune in next time.
On the next episode. All right, so you posted a picture of your high school report card
Yes.
showing all F's and D's for your first single, Pans in the Kitchen. And then you also mentioned being in special ed. Do you feel like society puts some of our most creative minds in special ed, or can you talk about that?
Of course. Man, I'm proud of that report card. All those F's. I really am.
Right, fuck they schools.
And I knew I was like, one day in the future, I know my mom and dad were so mad when my report cards kept coming in like that, but I just knew in the back of my mind, like, one day it's all gonna make sense. That was just a part of my origin story, you know what I'm saying? That's how it had to happen. But yeah, being in special ed, which is kind of strange because I was in special ed and still failing because the classes, all you do is just fucking multiplication and addition and simple things and eat crackers and watch movies all day, and I still somehow failed that. But it was
You ate your
I don't
crackers
really
the wrong
know.
way, apparently.
But it didn't. I didn't fail because I'm stupid.
Right.
I failed because I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't care at all. So because I liked skateboarding and making music, and in my mind, I'm like, if I'm not doing that, why would I?
That seemed abnormal to the people around you.
Yeah. So if I may have not known, certain things when it came down to, knowing the answers to tests and all that, but I had bars though.
Right.
I knew how to make beats. I had bars, and I knew how to kick flip and tray flip and do things on a skateboard that would blow their minds. So and that's what made me happy. But back then, it was, even till this day, I'm sure kids still struggle with like being conflicted between school and other things that they want to do. But I just knew in the back of my mind, like, yo, this is all gonna make sense one day. So
Yeah, we had Capadonna up here, and he had the same experience. He was put in one of them classes. And it's like, yo, Capadonna? This is who the Wu-Tang got their whole shit from.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was in special education.
Man, that's crazy.
It really is when you think about it, because it just shows you how the system is designed for us to fail.
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
school to prison pipeline is really, really, really real.
Learning is necessary. You know, I believe that, you know, I feel like from elementary school up until like, I don't know, 9th grade, school is like the way the system is very necessary. But I feel like after that, man, we can just get straight to it. Like
Start learning.
Yeah, like learning what we really want to
Yeah.
learn. Or it should be more about like putting us in the type of classes that we need to be in versus what the only options that they have. Where it's like, well, we have this, and this. You got to choose, and if you don't do any of this, then good luck. You're just reaching for the stars. I don't believe in that. So I wanted to rap. Like coming up, I seen the stories of 50 Cent and Eminem, and I'm like, man, they dropped out of high school, and I wasn't necessarily like, oh my God, they dropped out, I want to drop out too. It was more of like, and a lot of rappers dropped out of high school, you know what I'm saying? But it's more about like that the message was like, you don't have to follow the norm. You can
That's right.
you can follow your heart, do what you want to do, and there's other ways out there. And I always knew in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, no one's gonna question if I have a high school diploma. Like, you guys didn't ask me to do this podcast and be like, yo, we got to see the high school diploma. You got a GED, dog. I always knew, and I'm like, and I always thought like, you know, I've even dabbled in a little bit of acting, but I was like, man, if I ever became an actor or you know, a rapper, they're not gonna be like, well, if you ain't got the GED or the high school diploma, you ain't getting in, dog. You can't be like, I just knew that wasn't a thing, and I feel like if you got the fucking skills, then yeah, you're just gonna get there. Now that doesn't apply to all fields of life. I'm sure.
Of course, don't be a doctor.
Yeah, you can't be a doctor. Be like, yo, because you go. Yeah,
Yo, I'm a doctor.
Yeah,
But you know, that's also, you know, when they talked about systemic racism, because number one, they need to pay teachers more, because teachers are responsible for the next future. And if you don't have teachers in place that love their job and want to be there, then you have people fall behind the wayside where they're just thrown in special ed instead of given a little bit of extra help and like, okay, well, why aren't you paying attention in this class?
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, back in the day, you didn't go to school all the way to 12th grade. You went to school to like 8th grade or so, and then you started learning life skills. And they've kind of taken...
Wait, what school are you talking about?
Yeah, hold on.
Like in the
what? You talking
prairie
about like
days.
wait,
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about
Yes.
in the olden
country.
days.
I'm like, hold on, where
Yes,
did you grow up at?
Yes.
Where are you? Back in my day, we went to school up until 5th grade.
You know what, guys? I'm speaking truths and y'all are not listening.
I'm listening. I just
You're talking about like Little House on the Prairie type
y'all
shit.
not picking them up.
You and your Laura Ingalls.
You feel me?
Ingalls
Y'all,
Wilder.
I'm too far advanced. But anyway, you guys get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crossing my leg right now for those who don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. They had to learn on the spot. I think advertising had a lot to do with that. When it became like keeping up with the Joneses, that's when it started changing.
Do you feel like we could, as human beings, we could start real life sooner than like 17 or 18? As far as like not when it comes down like I know certain things, okay, but I feel like there are certain tasks that like I really feel like
people do though. I think people do.
No, they do. They definitely do. But like, let's just say
people that are less fortunate do because they're forced to get jobs and stuff like that. But people who are privileged and their parents, you know, work like, you know, higher middle class, they're not getting those life skills because they don't have to work. They just have to go to school, and then when they get out, they don't know how to multitask. And then, you know,
and I understand that. I mean, I guess that's due to the parenting. But I'm saying, like, do you think it's in human nature we are capable of, like, if a dude wanted to be an architect at 13 or 14 or maybe 15 years old, do you think it's possible for somebody of that age, 14
in this
to 15,
era?
just from what human beings are built with, do you think if we're trained that way from day one, and then by the time there's a dude who's 14, 15 years old, they can
be a master?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I believe that too.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
And then and that's what I feel like school sometimes can slow that down, where it's like, well, you got to go through these steps, you got to go here, and then it's like you get spit out. You're like, shit, I'm 25 now. I could be doing this shit, 10 years ago, but you got to follow these.
I think you're exactly right. And it just, when you're younger, your brain takes in more the younger you are.
Yeah.
And just, I'm thinking about my brother's kids. My brother's kids, it's just the things that come out of their mouth. It's just
kids are geniuses
Smart,
these days.
smart
They,
as
they
fuck.
Well,
are
the things that
geniuses,
come out of your
real
brother's
geniuses.
mouth are like,
Yeah, my brothers. And so anyway, skateboarding. Let's talk about skateboarding.
Let's talk about
Let's talk about skateboarding. Do you know who Ali Ashimura is?
No, they were telling me backstage.
Yeah, he's a skate dude. He's involved in the skate world, and Jared's kids are skateboarders, and they're big fans of yours. And
Yeah.
you were talking about a tray flip. You got this record, Nolly Tray Flip. It's like a gangster skateboard song.
Yeah.
What made you want to make that record?
Because I feel like when I first came out as a rapper, I definitely was a skateboarder, and I've always wanted to be like the rapper who skateboarded and made it look cool. You know what I'm saying? Made it look fun. And skateboarding already looked fun, so I'm not saying I did all the work, but I just wanted to contribute to skateboarding. And the song Nolly Tray Flip, because there was a lot of stuff going around about like rapper skateboarders, like, oh, he's not a real rapper skateboarder. Like,
Was there? There was a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of people just calling out different rappers who claim they skateboard.
You talking about like Lupe?
Lupe Fiasco is one of them. Lil Wayne is one. And I'm not saying they're fake. I'm just saying it's just talk goes around when you have a rapper who skateboards, people just start wondering like, man, can
You talking about the skate? Really, you talking about the skating community?
I'm talking about the skate. Yeah,
because they're very, very, very protective of that community.
Skateboarding community. Yeah, and I didn't want anyone to ever pull my card. I mean, you can't pull my card because I really fucking skate. So I didn't want to make a skate song and with a trick that everybody could do. A Nolly Tray Flip, that's like you or a gym dude making a song about like handstand push-ups. That's like him calling it like, it's like, damn, not everybody can do a handstand push-up. That's like, you gotta really be built like that. So I wanted to make a song called Nolly Tray Flip because I knew that that's a trick that you can't just be claiming you skateboard,
right?
And you really that's a trick that you really have to do. And I wanted people to call me out, and I loved it when I used to do it on stage. When people would be like, "Man, you made this on Nolly Tray Flip. Let me see you do one. Give me the board. Boom, right here." So I just wanted.
That's actually brilliant.
Yeah, and it was just I just wanted to make sure that people knew that I really did this shit.
Did you ever wipe out doing the Nolly Tray Flip on stage?
There's been times where I didn't land it, but I usually gave myself like 3 tries, and I would usually stick it, but I never like fell down.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to mention Lupe because you at that point were just like dissing everybody. Like I would hear a song. I thought I was gonna get dissed next.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, my name is coming up next, and I just now actually forgot that skateboarding became a part of Lil Wayne's thing.
Yeah.
Until you just said it, you were like, yeah, I remember. And so the skateboard community is so much about he's a poser and he's not. That's just not real. And so, was that where you was coming from when you were dissing a lot of these people?
Yeah, I mean, are you saying I didn't just
with Sag My Pants?
With Sag My Pants, I didn't diss people just because they were a fake skater or whatever. I was just, back then my circumstances were different. I was just a kid at home watching celebrities from afar, you know what I'm saying? Never been near one, never seen anybody, never knew anybody, didn't think I'd ever even be in the same room as any of these dudes. I would just see them on the internet. And I was just, I considered me dissing all these rappers, it was almost like Mad TV or Saturday Night Live, but on a rap song, you know what I'm saying? That's how I looked at it. I didn't know these guys, it was nothing personal.
Right.
And that was, it is how I came up. And a lot of people hate me for like, oh, you diss people. It's like, man, people sold drugs. People have killed people. They rap about it. So you know what? My drugs and my killing people was on the microphone, and you can't really hate it. Like you can't hate on my sinful thing
my
that
rap
I've done.
Sins.
Well, my rap sins. And while these other dudes are doing it, like some of these other dudes have done worse. And me following the rappers that I did. That was cool to me at the time.
You're talking about like
Eminem, definitely,
50
Cent. That was cool to me, and it was in the nature of the kind of rapper that I wanted to be, where it was almost like you're just a wild pit bull just waiting for somebody to say something wrong about you, so you can just diss them and talk shit about them, and that was the vibe. And of course, I've gotten older. I look back, and sometimes some things make me cringe. I'm like, why did I do that? But at the same time, it had to happen that way because that's just the, I feel like when you're a new artist, it's good to kind of be ignorant a little bit in certain, because if you're too smart, you're gonna come out rapping like Gandhi. You know what I'm saying? It's true. Like, no, you have to sprinkle a little bit of like ignorance on it, some like, because if you
add a motherfucker so these ignorant niggas hear me. That's what Miss Hill said.
Yeah, man, you have to, because sometimes I think even with my growth that I'm doing, you know, with me traveling the world and learning all this new stuff, I'm like, dude, if I I have to keep a certain a little compartment inside of my heart of like bullshit ignorance, because I'm like, if I
rap shit,
because you can't, because when you fully grow, you gotta let go of all that shit. I shouldn't be calling anybody a nigga. I shouldn't be calling any women bitches and hoes. I shouldn't be referring to anybody as this. I shouldn't be saying any of this shit. But then I'm like, I'm gonna be making fucking bullshit ass rap music like, you gotta use your mind and your spirit and soul.
Hey man, that sounds like one of my songs.
Okay, no. No, I'm not. No, but that's okay. Okay, no. That's not my branding, though. That's not my brand. That's not my branding.
I understand.
Please keep rapping about women's beautiful minds.
I was like, that sounds like a dope hook. Let me hold on to that hook.
Beautiful bars.
I'm gonna do a song with Hobson. That's gonna be the hook.
Oh gosh.
You mentioned 50 Cent, and to me, Sag My Pants is like How to Rob.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
It's the same blueprint, same energy.
100%, yeah.
Niggas was mad at How to Rob. I remember
and that was ultimately like, I wanted to kind of create my own record like that as well. Yeah.
Okay. Now we're gonna have Bone Thugs and Harmony here later on.
Oh, that's
tonight.
Dope. Oh, really?
For an interview.
Oh man, that's sick.
They were very mad at Tamika Wright.
So was I.
I noticed. You made a song on that record. You made a couple records about her. You mentioned
I did. Yep.
Because as you said in your songs, your music is like your diary.
Yeah.
Right. So you're just bearing it all, and the song "Kill Her." that shit is very like. What made you so? Like, because everyone has a fucked up deal.
Yeah.
But what made you so angry that you like, yo, I gotta go super dark?
Here's why.
Okay.
I have been rapping since I was 14 years old. I got signed maybe around 22 when I was 22 or 23. I had put all this work into me becoming this rapper. You know, I dropped out of high school for this. I've had relationships that failed because of this. And then you finally get on, and you don't know, when you're young, you don't know anything about the industry. You don't know about contracts and all that. So you sign this deal and you really think you're about to be the next big thing, or just even a thing that people care about. And then when you start seeing that they're lying and they keep saying, oh, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, and then it doesn't happen, and then you still go, oh, well, okay, well, they said, 6 months from now, so they're gonna get, okay, oh, no. And then people start asking you like, man, didn't you get a record deal? And you're like, yeah, but man, it's just like, and then you start looking stupid, and then after a while, you're just like, they're not gonna like do anything. This is never gonna move or go anywhere. And I came to that realization, and I got so mad because I looked at it like a violation, because this was a violation to my human existence. I had been working so hard on this. This is my dream, my life, and I refused to be one of those dudes that was just like, well, they got me in a contract, they fucked me over, I guess my career's down the drain. Like, nah, I'm gonna die over this, and I will diss the fuck out of anybody. Till this day, I'm not really about that energy like that, but I will fight for what I believe in, and I'll fight for what I love, and I love music, and I had a vision of my life, and they signed me and had me under the impression that they would help me build and, and grow to that place that I wanted to be, and they did nothing, absolutely nothing, to the point where I could have done more on my own without even having knowledge about the music industry. So at that point, I was just like, yo, like, music is like my child. So if you fuck with somebody's kids, you die. You get hurt. You're gonna be like, I shouldn't have did that. I fuck with his kids. You fuck with my rap, you're gonna be like, oh shit, like he's not playing. He's coming. So that's how I look at it, and I don't regret what I did. Because, I knew. I was like,
well, it's like you said, it's music. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he was out here killing nobody.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So, but what I can relate to in what you're saying is, I feel the same way about my music, and I feel like it's a part of me. It's not separate from me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be in a relationship with someone who's not a fan of my music. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Because that means you're not a fan of me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't understand me. Like, and I've been in those relationships. It's not fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
On Story of Mine, which is a great song, you talk about violence. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You talk about suicidal thoughts. You talk about your pops being violent with your moms. And I guess my question is, do you feel like that cycle of violence comes from that environment that you was in?
1,000,000,000%. Yes.
Talk to us
And
about that.
I only recently learned that through therapy because I was working on myself, and I was, I've had recent relationship, and I've gone through drama with that, and I had to self-reflect and understand where this energy was coming from and why my life was in a place that I was unhappy with. It narrowed all back down to what was going on in my childhood, in my neighborhood, in my household, between my mom and dad, the bond that they had. And it was very similar to what I was going through in the current day of when I was sitting in the seat at the therapist. And I thought that was just a thing of the past, what happened with my parents growing up and all the fighting that was in the household. You just think like, oh, that don't have nothing to do with me now. But that's conditioning you to kind of, subconsciously gravitate towards violence and being okay with, talking to people any kind of way and even potentially getting physical if things don't go your way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that was just, I don't want to make it seem like I was just out here fighting everybody, doing all that.
Right.
I was never that type of dude. But at the same time, there's still a part of me that was really just reckless with the way that I handled confrontations, and I definitely picked it up from my parents. And my parents are not crazy either. I feel like in the Black community in general, there's a lot of I don't know if it's changed today, but I know growing up, everybody had parents that fought. Everybody was normal for, everybody's in the Black community, all my homies. We all had parents that were arguing, fighting, dad getting drunk, someone hit someone's mom or whatever, police showing up at the house. That was so normal. And then we just grow up and almost repeat the cycle, but we have to break the cycle by, doing therapy and really self-reflecting. So I definitely have broken the cycle now.
I'm glad you said that, because on this show, we've gotten into conversations about corporal punishment a lot and spanking your kids. I'm somebody who has a very unique experience, based on what you're talking about, because I grew up in a Black community, but I had parents who were against that. And, I got hit by my grandmother at one point, but my parents got mad at her for it.
Oh, really?
Because they really wasn't on that.
Yeah.
So that's not an experience that I have experience with. So I'm speaking from a place of privilege when I tell people that I'm against it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm against it for the reasons that you laid out.
Yeah. No, it definitely has a long-term effect. And I'm 36 years old right now. I was carrying this with me throughout my life. It was following me even dissing rappers, and even when people, have said one little small comment about me, I blow it out of proportion. That is just a reflection of my past. And I'm not going to blame it on my parents necessarily all the way, but it's just my environment that I grew up in. It really molded me.
Because they are products of that environment as well.
Yeah, exactly. And my parents are the same thing. Whatever they grew up, they grew up, they had parents that, fought as well. So my parents were only carrying things that they saw, and they were just doing the best that they knew,
Right.
with the information that they had.
Now, who is here talking about hypnotherapy?
Ali Al-Shah. Oh no, it was Salima.
That's what I did.
Who was it?
Hypnotherapy is good.
Hypnotherapy's been coming up.
Yeah.
And who? It was Ali Asha. It was
I said that
Okay.
first, guys.
good job, Jasmine. Another round of applause for Jasmine. Yeah.
Whatever.
Ali Asha, the same dude that we was telling you about.
Yeah.
He was like, man, this hypnotherapy. And I was like, what? He said, it made me quit smoking. I was like, yeah, I was reading about Hobson. No, I wasn't reading. I was listening to you on No Jumper. Shout out to Adam.
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned it. And then he said, oh, I did that too. And tell us more about the hypnotherapy.
All right, so like, I don't know if there's other different kinds of hypnotherapies. I didn't get hypnotized. The lady did put me in a very calm state. You know what I'm saying? She was telling me to talk about what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And she almost looked like some type of gypsy lady. She was just looking into my soul.
Gypsy woman.
Because I went in there with the craziest like it felt like the biggest issue of my life, and I was emotional and everything, and she just had this calm look on her face where she was just kind of smiling at me, and she never really broke that character, but it was almost like she was singing in my soul, and knowing that my problems were not really like at the end of the session, once she kind of worked with me, that it wouldn't really be that big of a deal, and she was completely right. But yeah, she was just, having me explain everything that was going on in my life and the things that I was uncomfortable with. And then just really asking why. Well, why do I think I'm here? Why do I think that happened? Did I contribute to anything? Just really zeroing it or pinpointing it to where it stemmed from. And then, it eventually got to my parents. She just asked, oh, how's everything with your parents? I was like, oh, it's fine. Don't even worry about it. And she was like, did they ever fight or anything? And I was like, yeah, but that's like, it's all good. And she was like, no, because she knew that was the thing, and I didn't. And I tried to actually brush over it. And she was like, no, let's talk about that. What did they do? And I was like, really, no, I really don't care. Like, it's not a thing in my life. I don't even think about it. And then she just said, well, just tell me about it. And then I started telling her about it. And then what I described to my mom and dad was literally myself today of the reason that I was there. I was like, oh, shit, I just describe myself, but through my parents of what they were doing, and I was mind blown at that moment. I was like, damn, the shit that we grew up with really makes a fucking difference. But yeah, but I was just in a calm state, and then she was just walking me through steps of like how to make myself feel better, imagining what I want my life to be, and then having me look in certain corners of the room and just, thinking certain thoughts, and just little and breathing exercises as well. Lots of breathing exercises.
I learned in acting school, I used to go to acting school back in the days, that we don't know how to breathe at all. Like we have to learn how to properly breathe. A lot of us walk around constricting our breath and holding our breath and not even knowing how to just breathe. That's crazy to me.
It's crazy because we were watching your videos for research, and it looked kind of scary, You had the white contacts, you had the whole thing, and you come here and you have such a great smile and you're so inviting that it's just a total different persona in real life than it was in your rap.
Yeah, I'm an actor. What can I say?
Well, great job. Congrats.
Yeah, the character Hobson is something I embody, to reflect my pain that I've gone through at a stage in my life where, times were hard. It's I feel like I don't. Yeah, man. I took acting classes as well.
Okay.
And I quit. And before I quit the acting classes, the acting teacher, he told me, he was like, yo, just know that he's like, I know you want to do music and that's what you want to do. He was like, to be on stage, you have to put on a show.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
He was like, don't forget that it is still a show and the show is still on. He's like, it's not acting, but
right.
you have to really bring forth these emotions and feelings when you're on stage reciting your lyrics of songs that you've made so people can believe it, and you have to really embody that character and be it. Because if someone's on stage giving a whack performance, whether they're in a music video or something, you can tell. You'll be like, I don't think he even believes what he's saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you go into acting school, you're right. You're not acting as a rapper, but you are like you're doing more than acting. Because like you've invented a character, largely based on yourself, but you've invented a character.
Pretty much, exactly.
It's the same shit I do. Invent a character, you write the script, you direct it, you have to do the blocking, you go to sound check and block out your movements and look in the mirror and figure out your rap hands.
Exactly, yes, man. Rap hands. Rap hands is a real thing,
It's a real thing. Yeah, you got to figure out your particular rap hands.
Yes.
And you go out there and you deliver the best, the performance.
Yeah.
And it's like you've heard the phrase, acting is like a lie that tells the truth. That's kind of what rapping is for a lot of rappers.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It really, I don't want to say it's like an act like that, but it is. You build your character, because a lot of us rappers, it's funny when I meet a lot of rappers behind the scenes, a lot of us are just like nerds and we like shit that you didn't think we like. And I love Marvel comics and shit like that. But yeah, you pretty much build your character. You go, okay, what is going to represent me the best way where people can like me, think that I'm cool, or, buy into this product. But it's not in a way where you're creating a completely fictional character.
Yeah.
You're just taking pieces of you and just making it that, and maybe just like putting a little sauce on it. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's where you and me intersect, because even though our music is very different within the genre of different genres of hip hop. We both, you've never heard me say something, unless it's like battle rap shit.
Yeah,
you
yeah, I know what
exaggerating.
yeah,
I could knock a spaceship out the sky type shit.
Yeah.
But beyond that, you've never heard me say something that's untrue. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm telling you exactly who I am. My rap persona is as close to who I am as I can make it without going into my personal private life.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, and mine is.
No, you go
like
into your
that.
personal
No,
private
I go
life.
into my I definitely go into my private
Yeah.
life, but yeah, I definitely don't tell my whole entire life, but yeah, I do. But I've chosen to speak about my problems. But I have happy moments as well. But I don't rap about those.
Your
as
rap
often.
happy moments I could tell when you're happy when you're rapping because I've listened to a bunch of your music at this point, and I like a lot of it. And it's like I could tell when you're happy when you're just rapping.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When you're not
yeah.
mad at some label or you're not mad at your baby moms.
That's
or
true. Yeah,
When you're just
very true.
rapping,
yeah.
okay, you're just barring out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
and
Especially with other rappers on the track with you, and you're just doing your hops and
yeah,
shit.
that kind of rap is fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
you're having fun.
Yeah, and I prefer not to rap about my problems, but sometimes it's like, damn, it's my source
Well,
of
I
venting.
mean, Ilmander Hobson has inspired a lot of people to get more in touch with themselves. It's like therapy for you, I think. You should do an Ilmander Hobson with the producer Illmind.
Shout out to Illmind. Yeah, I should. I'm doing one more,
Just one more?
and then I'm done.
How many is there? 9, 10?
9,
So you're going to do 10 altogether.
10, yeah. I'm doing one more, and don't know when, but I'm going to do one more, and that's it. It'll be Illmind X.
Okay.
Yeah.
On Ill Mind of Hobson 5, you say a real nigga stays out of jail. Some real bars for me. And what did you mean by that line? Because I know you got some.
Look, okay, well, I have two perspectives on that now. I got my old perspective and my new perspective.
Okay.
About 2 months after that, I made that song, I went to jail.
Oh wow!
I'm sorry.
God was like,
I
let
didn't
me
mean to
humble
laugh
you
at-
real quick.
That's
That's your
exactly,
brain.
no, yeah, I went to jail. And I didn't do anything.
Right. And was this in Orlando?
I was just, yes.
I heard about
I was
this.
just black, and that's
Yeah.
why I went to, and I was like,
That's some real nigga
ooh,
shit.
yeah. And then I was like, damn. So I'm like, yo, I lived a righteous life, and I went to jail
Mm-hmm.
still, and I'm like, I didn't do nothing, and I was like, this system is fucked. I would I would go back and change those lyrics now because and put like it probably ain't gonna matter whether you do the right thing or not. You gonna end up seeing what it's like behind bars, regardless, being black at one point or another. Hopefully you don't, but because that shit fucked me up. I was like, I'm in jail?
Wow.
I'm in jail? Like it threw everybody off.
Right.
It threw everybody off. And I knew, and that I was like, yo, and they were like, "What'd you do?" And I'm like, "Yo, I was just black.
I was just
That
black.
was it. I was standing on a corner in the Duke, and I just went to jail, and I was like, yo." And then everybody posted memes like. They quoted the line that you just did, like a real nigga stays out of jail and
they
then
had the
goes to
memes?
jail. It had my mugshot. They were like goes to jail. It was embarrassing. I was like, damn. But
I'm glad you could laugh about it now.
yeah, no, it's funny, man. It's
But
hilarious.
I wasn't prior to just realizing you got locked up for no reason. I was definitely because rappers especially they try and I don't know if they're trying to do it, whatever, but they make going to jail seem cool.
Yeah.
Only rappers who never been to jail do that.
So a lot of times
Niggas who been to
they-
jail know better.
Yeah.
songs seem to make going to jail cool. Like if you haven't got locked up, you don't have any street cred. So that's how I took the line, and that's why I was like, oh, okay, that resonates. But then,
But see,
Yeah,
I gotta
I
push
side
back.
of-
I gotta push back as a rapper a little bit because I don't think I've ever, and I've listened to a lot of rap. I don't think I've ever heard a nigga say on a rap record, going to jail is fun.
which
or
is why I
cool.
changed the way I said songs make it seem instead of rappers.
But I think what happens is that just in general, in the macro of it, they portray a lifestyle of which being a criminal
Yes.
or living a criminal life without consequence seems attractive. And going to jail, the natural conclusion to that is when
yeah.
nigga, you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's more what it is. It's not rappers saying going to jail is fun, but it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that is a real thing. But I think I'm biased, of course. I have a dog in this fight.
Because you never been to jail.
Well, no, I've been locked up and
Uh-oh.
I've county and that type of shit, drunk tank, all that type of shit.
Oh.
But yeah, being black, that type of shit, all
Yeah,
that type
yeah,
of shit,
yeah.
that's happened. But I don't think that it's being biased, I don't put it on the rappers. I definitely put it on the society.
Okay.
Rappers want to, like David Banner said, if you want us to rap about roses, come plant some roses in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like rappers are just really reflecting what's going on.
I'll put it on the society too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's what it really is. You know, when I wrote that song back then, you know, I had a different perspective because I was kind of just caged in my mom's basement and just, you know, that was the way I viewed life. And there is a, you know, I did have, you know, somewhat of a point, but there's other perspectives to what rappers, like you say, what rappers have portrayed because they're rapping about their experiences and telling their experiences and that's all they know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I got things about my life that some people are turned off by, and they're like, "What the fuck? How you did that?" And I'm like, "That's how it goes down over here. Like that's what it is. Yeah,
right.
And that's just what it is.
Right.
But yeah, man, these rappers are just rapping their perspective.
Yeah,
on
some of
things.
them are, and some of them just capping.
The ones
Yeah.
that are rapping their perspective are not to be blamed. The ones that are making up perspectives
That's
to
right.
sell records, those are the ones that I'm speaking
Yeah,
of.
fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm just kidding.
Talk to us about I'm a Psycho and Rip Your Heart Out and working with the great, legendary Tech Nine.
Tech Nine.
Tech Nine.
Tech Nine is super cool. Tech
he's
Nine is
amazing.
Is super cool. I'll never forget the first time I met him. I was in his city. I was touring out there, and it was me, my manager, and my homie Swizz, and we went to the Strange Music headquarters. I didn't think Tech Nine was going to be there. They said he wasn't, so I just went to go meet, you know, Tech Nine's manager and business partner Travis, and then Tech Nine just showed up, and I was like, what? That was like, I was just mind blown that he just, you know, came through to see me and say what's up, and I remembered like he was just so cool because I never really like met like a famous dude and he was there to see me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it was different.
yeah.
It wasn't like me just bumping into him somewhere. So I was just so honored and just mind blown. And yeah, man, he's such a nice dude. Tech Nine is the nicest guy in the world. I know people say that. No, he really is. He
yeah.
really is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Him and Logic, the two rappers.
Logic is a pretty nice dude. too, yeah.
Logic is a nice guy. Tech Nine is a fucking nice. Those are two nice guys. Like
Okay.
like other rappers are nice, but those are nice,
Yeah.
nice guys. When you meet them, you be like, that's a nice ass motherfucker. God damn, he's nice. No, Tech Nine and Logic are nice,
nice,
and
nice,
not like
nice.
soft, not nice the
Right.
way we like he's corny. They are just nice. Like like you guys are good humans.
Really genuine.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. In 2012, you made the XXL freshman cover. Do you feel like that hindered your career, or did it help you? And do you feel like you capitalized off of it how you wanted?
Yes, it did not hinder my career. It helped me out a lot.
Okay.
It put respect on my name. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just on, people were categorizing me as just like some internet YouTube rapper. So when I got the XXL cover, that was just like, okay, he's in. He's legit. He's legit. You can't say nothing. And then it just, you know, it put me in conversations that I wasn't in before. And yeah, I'm very happy that they allowed me to be on that magazine. And what was the other question you asked? Sorry.
You answered them all.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Shut him
right.
down.
I mean,
Next question.
oh my God. I said it with a smile. So
Yes, you
it
did.
shouldn't-
Yes, you
okay.
did. That's half the battle.
Yeah.
In my opinion, one of your most amazing and important records is I Need Help. And I think it's a clear cry for help at that stage in your career.
You're the only one who's ever had. Thank you for noticing this.
Oh man, this is people's party.
Yes,
you know.
man.
But I'll be honest with you, I didn't hear this back in 2013, 14, whenever it was.
Yeah.
This is me going back in your catalog and you know getting prepared for this interview.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to this record and I'm reading your story and I'm like, oh, clearly, like because I had heard Fort Collins. I knew about this song.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite know the backstory. I just knew what I heard on the song. What Dizzy Wright, is that Dizzy Wright on that song, right?
Dizzy Wright, yep.
What Dizzy Wright does on that verse is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
He is playing
Dizzy's
the
dope.
Stephanie Mills to your Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
first of all, shout out to Colorado and Fort Collins
yeah,
in general.
Fort Collins, yeah.
That's an amazing place to have shows at.
Yeah.
You walked out the back door. Well, I'm going to let you tell it, but before I let you tell it, because I want you to take us from I Need Help to Fort Collins to making the song.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm going to let you tell it, and then I'm going to say what I got to say.
All right. I mean, I wanted to make like a hype song, but I wanted to sprinkle my pain and the issues that were really going on. So holla at your boy if you know somebody. That was me just like if you. Like I felt like I was drifting from God. I felt like I was drifting from reality. I was blowing up as a rapper. I was having, fucked up relationships due to me being a rapper, doing stupid ass rapper shit. And I felt like I was losing myself and becoming this new me that was foreign, and it was putting me in a weird space in my life. And I didn't really have any guidance on like how to be famous, how to be a rapper, how to have money. All these things had impacted my life and changed everything so drastically. And yeah, so that song is pretty much just me talking about that. And and sometimes when you get where you want to get, it can isolate you and it puts you in a weird box. And I'm sure you understand that. You've probably been there before, and you just look in the mirror like, well, who the hell am I? What am I doing? Like, is this what I really wanted? Like, I got it all. Now I got the money. I'm doing this and doing shows. People know me. They recognize me. But you're like, something's not right though. So something's wrong, and that's what that song was kind of reflecting. But I did it in a funny, kind of goofy way. You know what I'm saying? And then Fort Collins. When I was on tour, I was just super depressed, like super depressed. And I don't do drugs or anything. I don't drink, so I just really soak in my depression. And I was really just every day or every night in the back of the tour bus, just sitting there, just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going with the motions. I guess this is the rapper's life now, and this is what I'm doing. And then there was one night where I was just fed up, where I just couldn't take it. And I was backstage, and everybody's prepping me like, all right, you're going to be on stage in 10, 15 minutes or whatever. And then I was like, okay, and I was just zoned out. I wasn't even there, and I was just like, I can't do this show. I'm just not going to be able to do it. Like, it just wasn't in me, and there was no way I was going to be able to put on a fake smile that night. And I saw the back door, and I was like, no one's looking. And the doors just open, and it was snowing outside. It was cold as fuck. And then something in my head was just like, just go and turn off your phone. And I did it. And I just walked and got lost in a random neighborhood and just chilled in some random abandoned little garage thing that I found. And it felt good. I'm not going to lie. I was depressed, but I was like, oh shit, I did it.
It felt good to turn off.
Yeah, but I know there was a lot. I knew that there was a fucking hailstorm at that venue. I didn't know what was happening, but I knew it was happening. And it was weird because if there was a split screen, I was in such like I was cold, but it was peaceful, it was quiet. And I was just in the dark by myself, and I can't imagine what was going on at the venue. Just like, what the hell is he? Oh my God. And then fans going crazy. But it's not cool that I did that. I don't recommend people doing that. It's very unprofessional. Very, very unprofessional. This will burn bridges doing that type of shit. Like, yeah. Don't do that. But yeah, and man, I just had to reset.
Yeah, and then you came back, you documented it in that record and dedicated the record to the town.
Yeah.
And redid that show for those people, right?
Yeah, I went and did 2 shows back to back for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Just when I hear that story now in context, I think of Ahmaud Arbery. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that he was just like in a space, in a white space, like because that was the excuse they try to use, right? Like he was like in an abandoned structure or something.
Yeah.
And that seems dangerous, that situation.
Yeah, it could have.
Yeah.
It could have gone left field for sure.
Well, I'm glad you went through that and you were able to express it in the music.
Yeah, me too. I like to be very transparent in my music. You know what I'm saying? I really, because I want people to know that they're not alone. And even if there's other artists out there coming up and they don't have like a blueprint on how certain things are done, I want to be able to create, lyrics where they can maybe hear it and be like, damn, okay, so I'm not alone in this. This is how it feels to be at this stage. And just for people out there in general, I want my fans to just know that I'm human and I do human shit, man.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
On Dream Forever, you kill yourself because you think that there is no love on earth. It reveals you as a romantic. Do you consider yourself one, and are you looking for long-term love yourself?
Man.
Aw. That was such a sweet question.
It wasn't just angelic.
My perspective on love and relationships have changed a lot. I've been in quite a few relationships in my life, and I've had some dark times, and a lot of those dark times were due to my contribution of being ignorant and not knowing how to operate in certain settings. But man, I really love living. I love exploring the world. I love being me without anybody, attaching to me and becoming a me with me. I like my freedom. You know what I'm saying? I love women. And I love sex a lot. I really do.
Right.
But I love my freedom as well, man. And I always run into this issue with when I'm talking to a woman where you start, dating, going on little dates at first, and then it gets to the point where, where is this going? Is this going anywhere? And it never usually goes anywhere with me because I sense this energy where they're trying to just like stick to me. And I tell every woman, I'm like, yo, I am a world traveler. I am everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I don't know where I live. I don't know where I'm going to be.
Sounds like tell him.
I was like, get out of my brain. Get out of my brain.
And I don't know, everyone always says, eventually you're going to find that woman that comes along. And hopefully, but I'm prepared, for if I don't find her or whatever. And I'm not placing all my bets. Like I'm fine if I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I know what I want to do in my life. I still want to travel. There's so many places I want to see. And this may sound kind of weird, and like I want to date women from all different cultures. I really like, but to do
You
that,
want to taste every flavor?
I want to taste all the fucking flavors at Baskin Robbins,
He wants
man.
the 21 flavors.
I need all of it. But I really do. But this is just who I am because I want to just. I love being around new cultures. You know
Taste
what I'm
the
saying?
rainbow.
Yeah. So, man, when I was in Thailand, I was seeing this chick. This was some new shit. I was just, just being in these new environments. I was like, man, this is different but dope. And the type of things that she liked to do versus what I was used to. I was like, I ain't never seen this. Feel like I'm in a movie right now. And even when I live in Amsterdam now, and even out there, I'm like, man, it feels like a movie, and I'm addicted to my life feeling like a movie. But everyone's life could feel like that if you just do whatever the fuck you want to do. But I'm trying to like reprogram my mind to and unplug from all these societal norms that people have put in place where it's like you got to do this if you want if you want to have a life and you want to settle down, this is what it means. But I believe that it's subjective of settling down. If you want to settle down, it should be what it means to you. And for me right now, settling, I don't even want to use that word. I'm just doing
language.
me.
You're a wordsmith, and those words mean things.
Yeah.
Settling down, it means something. Have you seen this movie Changeland?
I have not.
Sydney, have you seen this movie Changeland? It's a Seth Green movie. We had Seth Green up here, and him and Breckin Meyer is his good friend, and they traveled through Thailand. And what he saw on his journey was so beautiful. He wrote a script while he was traveling.
Oh, really?
And they went back and filmed it.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful movie. I haven't been to Thailand. I want to go.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But I always wanted to go, but seeing that film made me be like, oh no, I got to get there ASAP.
Yeah.
So you should check it out.
Yeah.
Is Thailand the place where they have those like those shows with the naked women that go out and do all the?
Oh yes, they
That's called the Snooty Fox.
Is
they be
is it called that or no?
I don't know what's called Snooty Fox.
The California dudes start laughing.
Oh,
Theo
but
start
that
laughing.
is that's in Thailand, right?
They shoot things out of their vaginas and stuff, and all that stuff. Yeah.
That place.
They definitely. When I was going to one of those places with one of my homies, I thought it was gonna be like a sexy ass environment. It is not sexy in there at all. Like seeing the things that these women do with their vaginas is not really. It's interesting, but it is not. I thought it was gonna be like, okay, I see what you're doing. It's not that vibe at all. You're the whole time your face just like this, like.
It was
They
on
can
the
do that? Like,
Housewives of Beverly Hills, I think.
vaginas can do that? I had no idea.
Vaginas are amazing, aren't they?
They are creative.
Yeah.
They're creative.
Yeah, they do think. Yeah, there's a lot of hidden talents in vaginas
man.
beyond what we see here in America.
That's why I think we need. If we're gonna I'm not
That's
for the.
why
I'm
we
not
should
for the
respect
cancel.
women more. They're just
Yeah.
so freaking magical creatures.
I'm
We
not-
do so many things with our vaginas.
Yes.
I'm not for cancel culture, but I think we should cancel calling people pussy.
Yeah, because we're way better than y'all. So
Because pussy's amazing. I'm
It
like,
is.
yo,
All right, how about we go?
I wish I had one in my pocket.
We
right
could just instead
Shut up, tell him right now.
Okay, well, instead of calling people pussy, we could just call them fishy. Yo, you fishy
you
ass.
fishy,
nigga.
you fishy.
You fishy ass.
You
Which
old
is
fish.
Or we can just call
Fish
them
ass
dicks and
nigga.
penises because that will be a.
Dick works.
We use every fucking
This works.
every private part is an insult.
Yeah.
Dick, pussy, asshole. Your titty,
Yeah.
You were
titty
right.
headed motherfucker.
You were right. You're right, Hobson. I was being far too woke. You were right. It's equal opportunity with the genital shaming.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, but no one calls anybody balls. You got balls is a good. I guess that's
Amaze balls.
No, they say that you lost your balls.
You lost your balls or you
That's
got-
the
okay.
insult there.
I guess.
Or
yeah.
grow a pair.
Yeah.
Grow a pair.
I've never said that. That
That's a
I don't
white
think that-
insult.
That is a
Yeah.
white. Grow a pair. Come on, get out of here. Grow a pair.
That's what the Jared.
Why don't you?
Grow a pair.
We talked about Illmind earlier, but Illmind of Hobson 7 is similar to my song Give 'Em Hell, in that we both are very critical of organized religion.
Yeah.
So tell me why you decided to make a song so critical about organized religion.
I became a Christian, and I grew up as a Christian, but I really got it. You know, you go to church when you're younger just because your mom and dad make you go. But when in 2012, I really dove into Christianity, and I dedicated my
Were you
life
born
to
again?
it. Yes, our born. I guess is it called born again? It's my first time being baptized, so is
Okay.
that's born again or
I don't know.
okay? But I was baptized.
Okay.
And yeah, I was a diehard Christian. But my mind always constantly goes. And then, I feel like they were trying to tell me that's just the devil talking, ignore that, because all these doubts and insecurities. But I don't know, man. I feel like I'm just a man of logic. I'm a man of logic and
Science.
It really is. and things just have to make sense.
Yeah.
Facts. I cannot do this and have you go, hey, Hobson, walk behind you 10 steps and just don't worry. He got you. And I'm like, who's he and where is he? Because I don't want to fall and I don't want to hurt myself. And I need to make sure things are, going to go smoothly. And I just can't live my life like that. And this is just me. But I eventually got to a point where I was like, man, am I lying to myself? And I don't know if I was. I until this day, I don't have the answer. I will never say, a fact of what things are. But in the song Illmind of Hobson 7, I wanted to just portray my thoughts. I wanted to write down the things that I was really feeling and yeah, just these questions that I have about society, God, and where did it come from? And, and are we delusional or are we God? You know what I'm saying? All these different things. And I just wanted to make a song about that because I feel like it's just not talked about enough, and people just feel like they have to just do things this one way, and that was just me breaking loose from Christianity and just becoming more of myself. Now, with that being said, I'm still alive on earth, of course, and I'm on my human experience. So you could see me 10 years from now, and I could be a Christian again, and I could have, I'm aware that this could be a phase that I'm going through, but right now I feel very confident at this stage that I'm at, but I'm still learning. When someone mentions God, they're like, hey, I want to shed some light on you. The Holy Ghost told me to say this to you. I always listen. I'll never be like, man, get out of here with that bullshit. I always want to hear because I'm aware that somebody might know something that I don't know, so I just want to hear everything.
That's right. I completely and totally relate to that and agree with that. What you just said, your experience that you had with Christianity, I had the same experience as a teenager. But yeah, I am somebody who understands that. I understand the role of not just spirituality, but the role of religion in people's lives. I'm not someone who is I'm very critical of organized religion and its leadership and the politics behind it and the grifters and the charlatans. Fuck all of them, but I don't, when you think about what black people went through in this country and the fact that we were given the slave master religion of Christianity, which is a foul thing, right? They beat and kill us if we practiced our native practices and religions and stuff like that. But at the same time, the Christian black church and the idea of forgiving your enemy and the idea of do unto others as you would have others do unto you, certain principles of Christianity were helpful to people in some of those situations, which is why the black church in those times became such a place of refuge. And we can't ignore that or discount that. Even what we do hip hop, it comes from Negro spirituals.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not on any of that. I'm like, I completely agree with you. Fuck all that organized religion shit. But at the same time, I understand why you still take that jewel or that gem or that word of wisdom for somebody who have that experience.
Yeah. And yeah, man, I look at life around us and I just want to live my best life, man. And the issue is sometimes where I'm conflicted, where it's like, damn, you know, there's these organized religions say, okay, well, you can't do this, that, and that, and then you're like, damn, okay, but if I conform to what these religions say, am I gonna truly be happy? And am I swinging in the dark? You know what I'm saying? And am I just gonna have to hope? And then of course the bigger fear is like, when you die, what if there's nothing? And then you're like, got you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then you're like, damn, dog.
But that's the science, right? The science is the pursuit of knowledge and the scientific method. We try all these different things to see what works and weigh it against what doesn't work and keep trying until you get the solution.
Yeah.
And religion is searching for the same thing. But the only way to really practice both effectively is to accept that you may not know.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm saying? And that you're not gonna know a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
That you're in the pursuit of knowledge constantly, but we not gonna know everything.
No, yeah, and I've accepted that. I've accepted that I'm not gonna know everything. I look at it almost as like, you know, if you see some ants in the corner over there in the parking lot, they won't have any idea that there's a building in here with us existing, with light fixtures, and we got cell phones. They just know their world, and you know, you scale out, we're in this same world that they're in, but they may look at all this as the universe, and we, you know, we got cars and doing all this stuff, we're flying. Right. They have no idea, but they're not really meant to know. You know, that's where they are, and that's how it is for them. And I feel like, you know, us humans, it's the same thing where we're just here. And, you know, we can't see in space. We don't know what's out there. We're just here. And I feel like
that's the curse of being human, right? Is that once you stop trying to know, well, then you die. So it's like
you're saying once
your brain stops trying to gain knowledge and information.
Yeah.
You could be physically alive.
Yeah.
But your brain
you're
dead.
Right,
you're
right.
done.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Our entire function is to gain knowledge. That's the whole reason we're here.
Yeah.
And so that's the paradox of it. It's like we're all racing towards the same destination no matter what. So it's really, really, really all about the journey.
Yeah. You know, I feel, you know, I've gone on a spiritual journey, and I feel like it's helped me grow in ways that have made me more Christ-like than, you know, actually being a Christian. And I'm not dissing Christianity.
No, what would Jesus do is a very real thing.
No, it's a very, very,
to live
very,
up to.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And I like that concept of what would Jesus do. Just because you can't, you know, and if you're in a conversation with someone's like, motherfucker, what the fuck you doing?
Right.
Jesus would be like, it's all good, man. I love you. I'm sorry. You know, hey.
My shit is like, what would Royce the 5'9" do?
Royce is a good Royce.
That's how I live my life. I said my petty go from 1 to 5'9". What would Royce the 5'9" do? If Royce the 5'9" would do it, I'm in.
yo, real quick, I want to wild. Royce is a dope ass motherfucker.
Yeah,
I feel like he slept on as far as I've always looked up.
I didn't mean to compare Royce to Jesus. I'm sorry, y'all.
Royce is a fucking goat, man.
Yeah,
he's a goat. Let me tell you why. Beyond rapping, as a person, this dude is so fucking wise. And, you know, I grew up really admiring Will Smith, and I love Will Smith a lot. And and Will Smith, you know, he's Will Smith, so we all love. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Royce he's in my heart now. Like he's up there. I'm like, because you know, now, you know, he has a platform on Instagram, and I know Royce personally as well. So I'm just like, yo, this dude is like, he's there
with it.
He's there.
He's
like,
the only guest that we've had twice on this show.
Motherfuckers need to listen to Royce and this dude.
I told you.
What
would Royce the 5'9" do?
No, I'm telling you, no. Yeah. No, Royce.
I said that because rappers get it.
Yeah.
MCs get it.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. Royce is there.
Yeah.
He is there. He's there. I love Royce, man.
Word up.
Yeah.
Another one I could say that about is Tajay from Souls of Mischief. But we could go from that forever. I want to talk about the way that you start these labels, Undercover Prodigy, of course, and Funk Volume.
Yeah.
And I had Illminder Hobson 8, you went in on Damien. And, you know, I had a manager for 20 years, Corey Smith. We're cool now. But a lot of what you said and the things you were expressing on those records, this is the type of problems that I had with my manager.
Yeah.
And so I was able to relate on that level. So the fans really love Funk Volume.
Yeah.
And the reason why you even had to make Illmind or Hobson 8 is because the fans just were like, yo, what happened?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Yep.
So what happened with that and where's that whole situation at now?
Well, it's dead, completely dead right now. But yeah, it was just personality clashes, business clashes. I feel like it was more of a personal thing as far as personalities clashing. The way Damien and I were going about things, you know, in the past of how we communicated and I'm not saying, you know, I've matured from the situation, so I can look back and see the things that maybe I've done wrong and things that I feel like he could have, you know, done better. But I feel like our communication was off. That's mostly what it was, and not in the sense of like we didn't talk often. It was just different tones. You know what I'm saying? And I you know how like brothers fight and stuff like that, little like petty stuff. Yeah. I feel like it was more of that type of stuff that ruined everything, because you get annoyed so much, and he was annoyed by things, I'm annoyed by things. So then you guys start talking to each other, you know, any kind of way and offending each other in certain ways. Looking at it from the outside in, you probably wouldn't be like, oh, that's not even a big deal. But internally, you're like, nah, this motherfucker said that. This and that, like fuck him, and then you really, and you know your ego kicks in, so you're like, all right, so that's how you feel about me, and I made how much money did I make you, and you, okay, right. All right, okay, so it's like that. All right,
you just went there in your mind. I seen it happen.
So then you like, okay, well, since you don't like me, I'm gonna leave, okay, and then let's see how you guys do. Oh yeah, and then it's more of that. And I'm not saying like there was more to it than that, but it's that kind of stuff going on. But there were you know some questions that I wanted to bring to the surface that I did bring to the surface. But yeah, man, it was a learning experience.
Okay.
And Funk Volume is dead. I sucks that it is, but yeah, it ain't never coming back.
Okay.
So the Kumbaya hook, incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Was that shot in Thailand?
Thailand,
video?
yes, it was. Yep, it was. Yep.
Before or after you went to go see the Vagina Twirlers?
I was living there, so this was all they're doing the same visit, the same trip.
Do you know the history of the song Kumbaya?
Not the full history.
Somebody Google it?
Yeah,
Kumbaya.
Yeah, because I think it's an African American. I think it's like one of them Negro spirituals.
It is a Negro spiritual song.
It is. Look at Jasmine knowing her Black history.
It is a Negro spiritual, and also people say, you know, I'm not with none of that Kumbaya shit when they don't want to.
No, but I'm not gonna say that no more because now I know the history of it.
It is that is. I'm not trying to be with no togetherness shit. People say that when they're.
Oh no,
angry
I
with
understand what you mean,
somebody.
but we shouldn't say that, man. We should cancel them saying that. I'm canceling everything.
All right.
yeah.
I cancel
agree.
Christmas. I'm Tommy
with you.
Egan now.
You cannot cancel Christmas.
That's what Tommy says in Power. I know this because I've been binging Power, like you said. Speaking of gospel, Marcus's Gospel is an amazing song.
Oh, thank you.
It's one of your most honest, one of your best, in my opinion.
I agree. I like that.
It's a great record.
Thank you.
Michael Speaks sounds amazing. Walk us through the process of making that song.
How we were talking about earlier, that rapper image, that character we build, I took the character away all the way. That's like the only song.
So that's Marcus.
Completely.
Okay.
Because Hobson kind of talks like this, and if Hobson was a person,
Right.
he'd really be like this the whole time.
Right.
Marcus is
what you
really,
were saying.
yeah. Marcus is really just like this. This
Yeah.
is when I'm talking on the phone.
Oh, gosh,
when
Marcus.
I'm hanging around my friends, this is Marcus. So that's why it was just there was no Hobson
Yeah.
sprinkles in that at all. There was no extra sauce added. It was just me talking and saying how I felt and you know about my depressive state that I was going through at the time. And yeah, that's why I just called it Marcus's Gospel.
Thank you for making that record. That's a beautiful, beautiful piece of work.
Thank you, man. I'm glad you enjoy it. I appreciate it.
My favorite recent from you is That You Should Have Known, featuring Dax.
Yeah,
You put me
that's
on
what
to
we were
Dax.
just
I wasn't
watching
familiar with Dax.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Until
yeah,
that song.
Dax
I was
is
like,
dope.
who the fuck is this? Why is he
yeah.
doing this? Why is he rapping like this? This is amazing.
Yeah. I'm glad you like that song, man. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite collabs as well. I love how that all turned out in the music video and everything.
And you directed that video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You direct most of your videos, right?
Yeah, I pretty much all of them.
All of them,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an
Wow.
amazing piece of work, bro.
Yeah,
Thank
it was.
Thank you.
You should have known I was coming.
Yeah.
All right, so we live in a singles world these days.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you stand in singles versus albums?
Man, I hate albums. Like I like listening to other people's albums.
Very clear and specific answer.
Man, fuck albums.
Here's why, man. You could spend a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years working on the best album or whatever. And then you put that shit out and they gonna be like, when's your new shit dropping now? And that is the most offensive thing a fan could say when you just put out an album. And everything, the lifespan of everything dies, it dies. So I've witnessed this firsthand. I could drop a banger ass song right now, and I could put out a dope or any album, whatever, an album tomorrow, and they're gonna have the same reaction when I go do a concert. The show, if it will sell out from that single that I did, it's the same thing. So I'm like, what the fuck? Why would I make an entire album? And also, the songs get slept on. So when I make an album, and let's just say there's 15, 16 tracks, people probably only gonna know 5 or 6 of them, and then the rest just gonna be songs that no one ever hears about, and maybe my core fans. And I don't like that. But when I make a single, it's like those are my movies. I set it up where I'm like, all right, I'm directing this, I made the beat, I'm doing all this shit, and you guys everybody's going to hear this, and these singles are getting millions and millions and millions of views, and then everybody knows it. So when I go perform them, the whole fucking shit's just rocking. Everybody knows it. But then if I perform one of those album songs, track number 9, they like, what the hell? You just like, damn, they don't really know this shit, and I know why, and I don't like that feeling. And as far as financially, the money still comes in the same, from my perspective as a rapper. I don't know what other people's perspectives are, but I make good money off my singles, and if I just keep doing that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why do all of that? But I'm kind of leaning towards an album now because I'm like, maybe I do want to put together
you're
a
an
mess.
What?
I want. No. I know. No. Let me tell you why. I
hate albums, but actually,
No,
check
let
out
me-
my new
you know
what it just
album.
remind me of?
Hobson hates albums
new
coming
album-
What
soon.
I look like? Rubbing my finger on another nigga's scalp.
My,
Yeah, I
my
remember
new
putting my
album,
niggas-
when I do it, I don't know when, and I might even cancel. I might say I don't even want to do it no more. But I'm in the process of doing it right now. This will be amazing at the way that it's put together because I have never seen anything like this. And I just want to create something where people just go, wow, that was sick. And not sick in the sense of like that verse was dope. It's just the whole thing. And Kendrick Lamar is good. He's known for putting together, good albums that
He's a
that
master
flow.
at it.
Yeah, and
He won the Pulitzer.
Yeah. And so different people have, different strengths, when it comes to this rap stuff. And one of my weaknesses has been albums. I feel like I can make a killer single, but when you get, 15 hops of songs all together, you're going to be like, I don't know about all that. Like, give me those. And I understand. I understand because I've never gone into an album with the direction, like directing an album. I've always just had songs
That's
and then you put them
interesting.
together. I've never directed an album, but this is my first time directing an album where I'm like, okay, Here's what I'm trying to get across from track 1 all the way to track
story.
number 13. Here's what I want to tell. Here's the stories I want to tell, and I need to tie everything together in a certain unique way where it's not just like, oh, song right here, random song. Okay, got an album, put it out. I want it to be like, yo, that song. If every song is gonna serve a purpose, it's just like when you watch. These movies and they got different parts of them where it's like you got to see this part in order to get to that part to understand that. It's all just gonna tie together. So, and this is the first album that I'm making that is like that. But keep in mind, I might say fuck the whole shit, just go back to put the singles out. It just depends on how I feel.
Yeah.
I changed my mind a lot.
Yeah, man. What you just said is, I saw the people's reactions in the room as you were saying it, and it's just such an important thing for artists to know. What you just said, my daughter raps, that's Diani. She was over there working with us. She's a very, very good rapper. She told me this 3 years ago. What
really?
you just said. Because I was like, she makes music. I'm like, I'm one of those album type of artists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, we gotta do this. She's like, I'm not sure about all that. She's like, I feel like, and she don't have the experience you have at that time, but she's like, I feel like I should just focus on these singles. When I came in the game on, this is Jared from Up Rocks. He also started Rawkus. The part of the strategy of Rawkus at the time was hold off on the albums. Let's hit them with this single. The Rawkus single became a commodity, and that's part of how I started my career. Because of what you just said, I grew up wanting to craft albums.
Yeah.
So that's always been my challenge.
That's dope.
But going forward now, in this new era with the DSPs and the NFTs and the way people are consuming music is so different.
Yeah,
than how I grew up. I'm just like, I'm starting to see more and more like, I've done 17 albums. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it's time for some singles.
Single.
Single girls, clap your hands.
Yeah, man. And yes, it's a different climate, you know, but everybody's career is different, you know. So some people's careers might need an album where it's like, yo, you've been doing this thing, you should probly do an album.
Like Jay Electronica, we're talking to you. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from.
It was a slow.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit.
Is he here?
Yeah, but yeah, for me, singles really work, and I truly believe that, you know, when I put out videos, these are real moments for it's not just like, oh, here go another single. It's like, oh shit, let me see what Hopsin did. Like I put a lot of effort into it. You know what I'm saying? I come up with, you know, cool concepts for the
Your videos are amazing, brother.
Thank you very much. And I feel like I deliver quality content, and I want to continue to do that. So it's not like I'm just putting out cheap ass world star hip hop videos that are just like me rapping in front of a car and girls shaking their ass, and I'm like, yeah, that's my single for the month. Peace. It's like I want to give people songs where they're just like, wow, like I'm mad that he didn't drop an album, but yo, I could fuck with this for a while. Like I can appreciate the video and the song and everything he's saying in it, you know. I enjoy doing that, and also, since I'm engineering everything, producing, doing all this shit, and directing, I'm literally editing my own fucking videos. This shit, when I make one song, it feels like I finished the album. By the time I get the video out, like my manager knows, I'm done. I'm like, don't talk to me for a while. Like, I don't want to hear nothing about, I got to make the next song. I'm so drained. I spend fucking hours, days, weeks editing these videos, and then editing the song simultaneously, and I'm just like, dude, this is killing me. Like, I literally get no sleep. No sleep. No, it's very hard to be Hopsin because I do it all myself, and I don't want to, but I'm at a point in my career now where I've only done it this way. So now when new people come in, I don't like the way that they're doing it, and I'm like, I know how to do Hopsin the best way.
Better than anybody. And that's where the arguments with the management comes in.
Yeah. That's right, exactly. Yep.
Word up, because you start outgrowing, and I feel it. I understand.
Yep.
I appreciate your time and energy, man. It's very valuable. Thank you for coming in. I got one more question before we get out of here.
For sure.
The white context. What was going on? What made you decide, like, this is what it is?
It's changed over time, but the first time I put them in, it was just because I wanted to stand out. You know, I grew up in LA and doing a lot of showcases. A lot of us, I remember going to a showcase. It was a I forget what the venue was called, but all the rappers that were performing at this place, we all had white tees and fitted hats on, and I was like,
the rapper uniform.
Yeah, but we all look the same. And I was like, no one's gonna remember me.
Yeah.
I'm just another dude. Like, I literally, no one, like, I don't even remember people. I was like, yo, everyone had a big ass white tee and some jeans on and a fitted hat. And I was like, we are all the exact same person. Like, whether we want to believe it or not, we're the exact same motherfucker. And I was like, I gotta show my weirdness a little bit more, because and then I found the white contacts, and I was like, this is kind of weird, but I feel like it goes hand in hand with the way I rap. So, and then people just started remembering me for that, and I felt like it was a way to start marketing myself as well. Back in the MySpace days, where you have your profile picture, I wanted people to just see me looking all weird with the white contacts, and I wanted them to judge me. I wanted to be like, who the fuck is this black dude with these white contacts? This is an idiot. And then I wanted them to hear me rap and be like, but he got some bars though, like low key. I wanted that to happen, and it worked well in my favor. And now I just do it just because I don't believe in rules when it comes to entertainment. I feel like anything, I could just do whatever the fuck I want. Like, I feel like, just why not as well? I want to have fun with it, so I'm never going to stop being me. So I just put them in just as a I know I'm not shouldn't be wearing this. It's weird. What am I doing? I don't give a fuck. And I'm still doing it, and I'm still me. What are you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? Like this is who I choose to be, and contacts are just an outfit for my eyeballs, and we wear. No, it is, and we wear outfits. Like, what if I'm like, why y'all wearing shirts, man, and underwear, man? Y'all, I ain't got no underwear. Why don't you take why everybody got like
TMI?
No, I got underwear. I'm just saying.
I don't know if it
pretty
fit
much.
your super-
If we're gonna call people out for wearing
Right.
accessories on their human organs, let's talk about it all. Take everything off, everybody. Okay, I'll take my contacts off. Let's
Right.
all walk naked and let's treat this shit
All
like
right,
old
now
days.
that's enough.
No,
Enough is enough.
No, I'm just saying you can't. Don't judge my organ accessories,
Organ accessory.
my bodily
I've heard so many
accessories.
great phrases today. This is amazing.
Dude,
Yeah, this is I choose to accessorize my eyeballs.
No doubt. Well, I don't think I could have ended it any better than that. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Hobson and the place.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I choose to accessorize my eyeballs.